Hello and welcome back, everyone. It's Scootsy16 here, and it's baseball time. It's also playoff time for the Outlaws here in the Chemlock League. Year one, we made it to the playoffs. The Outlaws ended up outlasting the Pythons, but unfortunately could not hold off against the Maulers, who won in the final game of the season and took the division and the number one seed in the Yin Conference. We find ourselves in the three spot just ahead of the Pythons, and we'll be facing off against the number one team in the air division, the Blurs. I believe we faced them once. Let's see if we can look at our regular season. We played them once this year, and we ended up losing 6-5. So tough loss there. And I believe this was a Rory Bowen pitching matchup. So we are going to see him pitch again today in this one, in game one out of a three-game series against Orville Bracketeer. The ace of the Blurs was an all-star. If you didn't get a chance to watch the all-star game, last one that came out, highly recommend. It was a lot of fun, and it was very interesting to see how that all played out. But I'm glad I did it. I'd love your feedback on what you thought from it. But let's get into this one. We're going to head over to the lineup and take a look and see where we're at there. I'm just going to first go through and make sure everyone's in the right spot. We have Sorelli in right. We have Babshishin in center. We have Quintana at second, of course. Jerry Love DHing. They already have him in the right spot. Giovanni Mays at catcher. We have Ramon Lee, who we brought in towards the end of the season. He will be playing short for us. We have Justice Colon at first base. We have Glass Snyder, at third. And then we have Anthony Jeterson, a recent signing as well, who will be playing in left field. So, we keep Jeterson in left field for the start today. I'm going to do this as out of respect for Levine and what he's put in this season. He's going to get the start in the first game of the playoffs here. Anthony Jeterson is a good bench bat to have come off with tough out and pinch perfect, so I want him to stay on the bench where we can. And our starter is going to be Rory Bowen. And I do want to get started with our new alternative jerseys as well, so we'll go ahead and choose those. And I think I like this lineup. I think I like it set this way. I think I set this ahead of time. But, yeah, let's go ahead and play ball. All right, I hope you're excited. We're a little different feeling in the air at Swagger Center. You can taste the salt in the air off the coast, but you can taste a little more than that if you think about it. The playoffs are a different atmosphere, and we're feeling that here today as the Outlaws come to Swagger Center to face off against the Blurs, the second time we see them this year. And we have a tough task ahead of us. We have to contend against Orville Bracketeer, who had an amazing first year in the league. Orville ended up going leading the league with 3 wins. He was fifth in the league with a 1.02 ERA, and he gets the strikeout there against Sorelli. The tough out activates but doesn't do anything. He had 18 Ks during the regular season compared to his 17.2 innings pitched. So, very good pitcher. This will be tough for us, but it doesn't mean we can't do it. We've done it in the past. It got us here. And this team, I hope, is ready to go. 0-2 for Sorelli. He takes a ball just off the outside part of the plate and dribbles that one right in front of the plate. And Zhang gets up and tosses that over for out number 2, excuse me. Here's our boy. Look at that golden bat, golden gloves. Love to see it. It blends in really good with his uniform. And Rock hits that one so hard, but right to Briggs Jensen in center, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Orville Bracketeer. Here come the Blurs, starting with their best hitter on the team, Agro Bond. What was I even looking at? For some reason, I thought he was. I thought it was somebody else in the one spot there. I don't even know what I'm looking at now. I don't know if anything's real. 0-2 count for Bowens. A good start for him. And he gets a strikeout. He pulls the string, and Bond was not ready for it. Forrest Ponce now coming up. Good hitter, good speed, and he has a maxed out stealer trait, so we do not want to see him get on base. Giovanni Mays cannot contend with that. He gets the strike on the outside. Ball high. Bowen had a bit of an up and down season. He gets them to pop up there just on the line, and easily there is just Justice Cologne for out number 2. And here comes Leonardo Deputy. Has contact versus lefty here, but it's tier 1. Has wild thrower from left field, but it's also tier 1. And grounder to Cantana over to Cologne for out number 3. So 1-2-3 innings for Rory Bowen. He had a really rocky year for the Outlaws. Started off by getting blasted in the face and in the first inning of the first game of the season, and I feel like he couldn't quite fully recover from that. Like his stats did, of course. Or, I'm sorry, his attributes did. But man, he just did not look the same afterwards. He had like one good outing, maybe 2. But overall, he just struggled a lot. And Jerry Love grounds that one over to Evie Frown at short. 6-3 for out number 1 here in the second inning. Giovanni Mays, he pulled his hamstring in the later end of the season, and we had to sit him. Unfortunately, he was having a really tough time. Now he is fully recovered. A guy who started slow, but picked it up about midway through the season and carried us quite a long way. I honestly believe that his momentum as he works a full count here against Bracketeer and fights that one off. I believe that his performances, unfortunately, strikes out there. Bracketeer is on one today. Trying to finish my sentence here. I believe that Giovanni Mays helped the team get to the playoffs with his offense, the way he performed in the middle parts of the season. When the team was floundering, he stepped up and helped us out. And that was a really weird one as it dribbles down the line, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for Bracketeer and the Blurs. It feels like we're blurring through this game, just flying through it. We're here in the bottom of the second. Gander March comes up, the shortstop, primarily is playing third today. She's pinch perfect, so we won't see that in this game. And she hits the first pitch right there to Levine. His solid speed helped him to get to that one in time, catching it around his knees for out number 1. And here's Christian Green. Takes a first pitch strike. Second pitch inside for a ball. First baseman Green here down 1-2. And fouls that one off. He does have base rounder. It's tier 2. He also has tier 1 clutch, so we probably won't see that be much of an impact, but he swings through that one for strike 3. And 2 outs now for Briggs Jensen. Briggs Jensen coming up with inside pitch activated at tier 2. Gets ahead for Rory. Takes the strike. Fouls one back, quickly down 0-2 here with 2 outs, and does not bite on that pitch, which had a lot of movement, and swings at that one for strike 3. So what a pitcher's duel we have on our hands so far, folks. We have the aces going up against each other, and now here come the 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Outlaws. This Outlaws lineup looks really deep on paper when you look at Cologne being in the 7 spot with Ace Exterminator here. Would be nice to see her pick it up, a reset after the abysmal first year on this team would be really nice. She is the captain, and she has just been struggling mentally throughout this entire season. A couple of spots we thought maybe she was breaking through, but never consistently. 2-2 count here, and she strikes out, something we saw her do way too many times this year. And she heads back to the dugout, shaking her head. Glass Snyder gives her a tap on the back. Says, "I got you, girl. I'll pick you up," as he comes up with his maxed out outside pitch trait, which did not play a huge factor in this game, and he grounds right back to the pitcher. Bracketeer just mowing down this Outlaw offense. And now here comes the unlikely source of some of our offense this year from Alfredo Levine. He had himself a pretty solid season. All things considered, you look at that contact and power, and you're like, what are you talking about? Go back, look through the season. At least that last game that we played against the Maulers. Go check out the stat recap at the end. Full count, 2 outs. strikeout there for Levine, which we expected. Bracketeer, no-hitter through 3 innings. Here comes Rory Bowen, who has 3 strikeouts himself through 2 innings. Here comes Evie Brown, who will be playing shortstop today, or has been playing shortstop today. And not a lot of action in this one. Rory is locked in. Evie hits that one hard, high, and gets way underneath it. Levine camped under it in left center, out number 1. Ruben Zhang comes up, maxed out Ace Exterminator here, so we have to be very careful. It puts his contact at just about 50 maybe, but that power is through the roof, and if he gets a hold of anything, it's going to go a long way. We have to be careful there. Rory Bowen trying to pitch around him, and he gets the strikeout there. What a pitch! And nobody was expecting that one to be called a strike, and it did. The number 9 hitter is actually the offensive all-star for the Blurs, Jaden Freehold. He just grounded out to second on a 4-3 put out. But Jaden had 12 RBIs, which counted for 8th in the league. He had an 8.90 OPS, a 317 batting average, and 13 total hits. It wasn't a lot, but for this Blurs offense, they really didn't show much offense throughout the year. So that's where Jaden ended up getting the chance to play in the All-Star game. We wrap around to the top of the order once again. Here comes Brain Sorelli, who again strikes out, his second strikeout of the game. That's not something that we saw much from him throughout the season. He was one of our best producers. He ended up number 3 in the entire top 10 in the league. So we were definitely expecting more from him. And finally, no-hitter gets broken up for the Outlaws as Babshishin comes through with a base hit between third and short. So we have a runner on first with great speed, and we have Rock Quintana coming out, who rocked one to center field on a line. Orville Bracketeer will have clutch activated here, but it's tier 1, so it's minimal. And you can see he's starting to get a little tired as he's approaching the 50 pitch mark here shortly. Rock takes a strike to 1-1 count. There's strike 2, so we have to be careful here with 2 strikes. Protect the plate. Takes ball too low. That was close. But I'm not going to question the Rock. 2-2 count here. Staying alive. Fought that one off. And unfortunately, swings through that. You can see the golden bat bounce off the ground. And Rock goes down. 2 outs. Jerry Love coming up. 2 fastballs for Orville. It would be nice to see one of those that Jerry could drive. He does have an elite cut fastball, so we'll see if maybe he tries to challenge him with that cut fastball, and we'll see if Jerry's ready for it. Babshishin takes off and gets into second base just in time for the steal. We don't have much of an arm behind the plate, but still made it close. And there is a fastball that was driven, and it looks like Babshishin, who is in scoring position, is going to round third, and he's going to score easily. It's a 1-0 ball game, folks. The Outlaws in the 4th inning have broken it open here. Not entirely. Still a lot of game left to play, but Orville Bracketeer is human, and he is not perfect. So Jerry Love comes through with a huge RBI single, and he's now down 2-0 on Giovanni Mays. Nice play there from Gander March, diving to his left towards the line, and gets the toss over to first in time for out number 3, but we do see a run score on 2 hits for the Outlaws. The offense starting to wake up just a little bit here. Now we'll see if Rory Bowen can keep his end of the bargain going, as he now comes up here in the bottom of the 4th. Face off against the 1-2-3 hitters once again, starting with Agro Bond, who he struck out the first time, and he gets the ground out over to Quintana, to Justice Colon. 4-3 put out for out number 1. Forrest Ponce comes up. I believe he grounded out to second his first time up. We'll see what he does here. And takes strike 1, low. Ball 1 is high. Rory still locked in. There's strike 2. 1-2 count, and fouls that one off just ahead, but able to get the bat on it. A high curveball that he's able to get in contact with. Another foul, so good at bat brewing here. Oh, and we know it happens. Oh, Bowen. I don't know where that got him, but what a shame. Oh, he is hurt. Stephanie Lopside comes in and extreme pain for Rory Bowen. He might have got hit in the head, but it's close, and that's a runner stealing. With that stealer trade, it's a given. Oh, he had not allowed he had a perfect game through 3 innings. He comes up, he gets one out, and then he gets hit in the face. Well, I don't even know what to say to that. Like, I am so blown away right now. And runner on second base with 2 outs, and Gander March comes up as Stephanie Lopside, who we signed right before the season ended, comes in, the sibling of, oh boy, runner is coming around second and just in before the tag. This game's tied up here in the 4th inning after getting hit in the face. Rory Bowen gets pulled out. Stephanie Lopside allows a base hit, and the runner scores from second after stealing. And 0-2 count here. Ball hit hard to deep center field. Looks like it's going to run out of steam, and it lands in the glove of Babshish and end the inning. But here in the 4th inning, both offenses wake up just a little bit. 2 hits for both teams, both in the 4th, scoring 1 run apiece. And now Orville Bracketeer comes back out. Maybe he's going to take that momentum from what just happened in the last half inning for the Blurs offense. But we essentially have a fresh game on our hands, so we'll see how that goes the rest of the way. Stephanie Lopside did allow a base hit, but honestly, can't blame her as Ramon Lee trying to run out the drop third strike for out number 1. Lopside, the sibling of Crisp Lopside, she got signed right at the end of the season. Great pitcher. It was nice to see her come in and be able to help and lengthen this bullpen. We'll see how that all plays out. And look at that. Nice little base hit for Justice Cologne. She gets on base. 3rd hit of the day for the Outlaws. And with 1 out, we'll see if we can get something going here for Glass Snyder. Now, pressure is max, and so that does play a factor for that clutch trait, even though it's a minimal one. Here's pitch 60, and Justice Cologne takes off and slides in underneath the tag. Again, not a strong arm behind the plate, so that's something we can potentially take advantage of. Jerry Love smartly takes that one in the dirt and fights that one off. So now 1-2 count here. Orville still a threat to be reckoned with here. Still locked in on pitch 64. They check on the runner at second. Base hit potentially scores a run here. And he chases one low and inside. I don't know what he was thinking of while he was swinging at that one, but he got a little anxious, got a little ambitious, and swings through that one. Alfredo Levine comes out. Anthony Jeterson comes in. This is exactly why we signed him and exactly what I was hoping he'd come into play for. And he hits that ball hard to left field, and it's tailing away from the left fielder, but nice play from Leonardo Deputy. That's a tough one, as I thought we potentially had something going there. But a base hit and a stolen base for Justice Cologne, and she's stranded at second. Here comes Briggs Jensen, and we're going to see max pressure pretty much the rest of the way as Jeterson stays in to play left. And Stephanie Lopside serves that pitch, but it's going to hang up for Sorelli in right field for out number 1. Evie Brown coming up. Evie Frown, excuse me. 0 for 1 here today. Somebody with a elite 4-seam fastball. He also has a slider and a changeup, so nice little pitch mix there. She's got really great accuracy. She's got really great junk, and she has about average velocity. That one gets in front of the plate, and Mays is able to catch it before it goes foul. Tosses to first for out number 2. Here comes the catcher, Ruben Zhang. Ace Exterminator activated here as well. Again, tier 3, so we again have to pitch around him. Contact's not great. The power is very good, and that's a line out to Ramon Lee right behind his normal fielding position for out number 3. So nice 1-2-3 inning for Stephanie Lopside to settle in and make sure she's in a good spot. We get to the top of the order once again. Braden Sorelli, who struck out twice here today, looking to see if he can get something figured out as Bracketeer is still going strong. He is getting to the end of his day at pitch number 67 just now. Tough Out activates once again on an 0-2 count, and Sorelli with a base hit through the right side past the diving first baseman, and we have our runner on to lead off this inning for the first time of the day here in the top of the sixth. Dalton Babshishin, who did get a base hit in his last at-bat, stole a base and then scored the only run for the Outlaws so far today, comes up, dribbles that one to Frown, tosses a free hold, and nice hustle from Babshishin, is able to leg that out and avoid the double play. So he finds himself trading places with Sorelli, now one out for Rock Quintana, our ace hitter against their ace pitcher. Pitch number 70 just came through as a strike for, they picked off Babshishin, read him like a book, and Bracketeer, he's savvy. He's a savvy vet. He knows what he's looking for, and he saw it there and was able to call the steal before it happened. That's kind of what you have to do when you have a weak arm behind the plate. And he gets Rock Quintana strikeout for the second time in 3 at-bats, and we head to the bottom of the sixth, tied 1-1. Going to be 9-1-2 here for the Blurs. And we'll see what the All-Star can do. He's 0 for 1 here today. Stephanie Lopside still going out there and pitching. First pitch foul there. Infield guarding the lines. Outfield playing normal. And that ball's going to be popped up to left field. It looks like it's just going to be in foul territory. But Jeterson's able to get to that one as it hung up long enough for out number 1. Agrobon, the number 1 hitter. 0 for 2 to here today. And Stephanie Lopside at pitch number 21 here. It's about halfway through her stamina bar, and I don't know if she's got much left in the tank. Hopefully it's enough to at least get through this inning unscathed. Ball too low. Now 2-2 count with 1 out. And Bond, nice way to jump over there, Mays, but it looks like it got through anyways. And that ball is going to get through as well as it heads into left field. So a base hit with 1 out. And now Forrest Ponce comes up, who he's going to be he's going to be the villain of this series, I think. A nice play from Stephanie as Stephanie pulls an Orville Bracketeer, and they predict the steal. And now 2 outs for Ponce, who did blast Rory Bowen in the face, the second time he's had to deal with that this year. And he's got a 2-1 count here. Swings through strike 2. Nice little pitch there from Lopside, and gets them frozen for strike 3. So we're heading to extras. And as we head to the top of the 7th, Orville Bracketeer has pitched a complete game through 6. Will he come out and start the 7th inning? They decide to pull him. So Bland Brownpool, that's hard to say. The closer comes in. He has a tier 1, falls behind. He gets the 105-mile-an-hour fastball with his elite 4-seam that's maxed out. And Jerry Love gets it, but it grounds slowly to first base for out number 1. Giovanni Mays 0 for 2 today. See if he can do something against Brownpool. Now, the thing is, Brownpool's got a lot of velocity and junk on that 4-seam and that curveball. However, if he's not going to last much or very long on the mound as he gets another ground out for out number 2. So 3-1 for the first put out, and then that one 6-3 for the second one. Ramon Lee 0 for 2 today. He has probably avoided going into tense mojo just from that consistent trait, and he grounds that one to third. March over to first for out number 3. So Brownpool comes in and has a clean 1-2-3 inning in the top of the 7th. I imagine we won't see Lopside pitch here in the 7th. And they decide to pull Stephanie for her brother Crisp. Crisp coming in now with that tier 1. Oh, what a play from Justice Colon, and she's got the speed to get up and get to first in time for out number 1. That's what guarding the lines looks like, folks. That was impressive. And if she can't do it with the bat, at least she's doing it with the glove. We will appreciate her for that. Crisp gets a ground ball on pitch number 2 of the inning, and that's 6-3 for the put out number 2. Christian Green coming up. He has that tier 1 clutch, which will be increased here for this at bat, but as you can see, very slightly, and offsets the clutch is the reverse splits from crisp lopside. And that ball off the end of the bat popped up into second, or just behind second base for Rock Quintana. Clean 1-2-3 inning for crisp and clean, crisp lopside. We enter the 8th inning now. Here comes Justice Colon batting from the right side in this at bat, which she did not do at all in the first few times she she came up to the plate. She's 1 for 2 with a base hit. She did steal a base as well, and we also see that Ace Exterminator is still active here. 1-2 count as she fouls that one off. And a pitch she normally chases for a ball low. She chases that one a lot too. It's full count. And she works the walk. So Justice Colon collecting herself, really professional at bat there as she falls behind but works herself back into the count and then ends up getting the walk. So now great speed as she is locked in now with this max pressure situation. That mojo boost is even better. And now we see it. Oh, that ball hit by by Glass Snyder and off the wall in right center field. It's an easy standing double for Glass Snyder. I can't keep those two straight. But easily scoring is Justice Colon all the way around from first with her maxed out base rounder trait. So the Outlaws take the lead here in the top of the 8th against Bland Brown Pole. I'm so excited I can't even talk right now. Tough out activates, and that ball from Jeterson hit hard and high to deep left center field, and Glass Snyder is going to advance on that sacrifice fly. And now here comes Braden Sorelli, 1 for 3 with a single against a very gassed Bland Brown Pole now. Pitch number 18 coming up for him, and he's losing steam quickly as he misses that for a ball. We'd love a little bit of extra insurance here before we head to the bottom of the 8th. Swinging through that one is Sorelli. And does not hit him. It looks like it was just missed his arm. Gets away from the catcher, but not far enough. And it's a full count here. You can see Bland is exhausted. Tough out activates. Oh, and Sorelli, is that going to get out of play? Nope, not enough. Green catches that for out number 2. Was a really big situation right there. And Sorelli, who was just trying to fight off the pitch, got it off the end of the bat and not enough. So Brown Pole comes out. Dropkin comes in. The long reliever does not have a lot to work with here. And that ball goes off just off the top of the glove of Deputy in left field. The runner scores from third, and that is an RBI double for Dalton Babshishin, who has been probably our MVP of this game offensively. He's standing on second base with 2 outs for Rock Quintana, who's tense. 3-1 ball game. Outlaws here in the top of the 8th. Dropkin, who has good accuracy but nothing else. 3-pitch mix. And Rock Quintana, I don't know what happened to him, man, but he came into the playoffs. I think he felt like he had the weight of the whole offense on his shoulders, as he has struck out 3 times in 4 at-bats, and he has looked really lost up there at the plate in this game. I hope that does not carry over. Luckily, the rest of the offense has been able to help and step up here, especially in a matchup against Orville Bracketeer, the ace. And speaking of which, Orville was number 8 in the top 10. I forgot to mention that earlier. So we had probably faced one of the hardest pitchers that we'll have to face this in the playoffs here. And a base hit up the middle with to start this inning puts us in a situation where the tying run is at the plate with no outs. Crisp trying to work through a clean inning and finish off this Blur's offense. And he gets the pop up on Evie Frown. Shallow right center field. Rock Quintana catching that one just at the edge of the grass in the infield for out number 1. And now here comes Ruben Zhang, who's 0 for 2, had Ace Exterminator activated both times in his previous 2 at-bats, will not have it here. He also has Sign Stealer maxed out, but I don't think we've seen that activate yet either. He's down 0-2. And does not swing at that pitch. and swings through that one for strike 3, and that's out number 2. That's a mojo drop for Zhang too, so I don't know if he's starting in game 2, but that'll be an even weaker arm if we can get on base. And here comes the all-star Jaden Freehold, the tying run right here for the Blurs, and currently the last chance for the Blurs to try and come back here in the bottom of the 8th. 2-1 count for Lopside. Keeping it low in the zone as that's strike 2. 2-2, 2 outs, runner on first, and hits that ball hard to right center field. It's going to get down. The runner coming around first is all the way heading home, and that is going to be a standing RBI double for Jaden Freehold, the all-star, so that he continues to do what he did all season long, and that is produce. And he did it for his team here. Agrobon comes out, John Rios comes in, and the tying run at second, the winning run at the plate right now in the form of the pinch hitter. And 2 outs, 1-1 count here. Chris Lopside starting to get up there in pitches. And that ball hit hard to right center field. Sorelli trying to chase it down. He's not going to be able to. He gets to that one in right center, and the runner slowly slides into second base, but this is now a tie ball game. In the bottom of the 8th, Jaden Freehold scores from second on that one, and it is 3-3, folks, and the winning run is at second base. Jacoby Maddox comes in to relieve his buddy Chris Lopside, who was just getting tired, and Jacoby, the all-star, comes in here, had himself an amazing season. K-Collector activates here, 1-2, 2 outs, does not chase the high fastball. And that ball just misses the inside, they say. So this ball 3, full count, 2 outs. Popped foul. Forrest Ponce trying to fight this one off and staying alive for a little bit longer, trying to score that winning run from second. And that ball, Justice Colon with a diving play at first base, gets that one, and that ends the inning. But oh my goodness, couldn't be more close this game right now, as they scored 2 with their backs against the wall with 2 outs. And we continue to move on to the 9th inning. John Rios comes out. Crimson Horn comes in to play right field. And Jerry Love at the plate against Harlow Dropkin. He's trying to drop those in, those off-speed pitches. And 2-1 count here. And swings at the off-speed for strike 2. And dribbles that one foul, staying alive. 2-2 still. And Jerry Love, another one that goes foul. He actually led the league in batting average, but he has yet to get on base today. Actually, he did get a base hit earlier. I think that was him. He grounds out to third for out number 1, though. Giovanni Mays comes up. He's 0 for 3. And Dropkin pitching admirably for the Blurs, something that really frustrates me as a viewer when I know how potent this offense can be for the Outlaws, to know that a pitcher like Dropkin and his attributes can put this team in a position like that. But that one squeezes through past the lunging frown at shortstop, and we have a base runner, folks. We have Giovanni Mays, very slow, at first base, and Ramon Lee coming up 0 for 3 as well. We'll see if he can find his way on base. Hits that ball hard. I don't think he got all of it, and that one looks like it's going to hang up in front of the warning track for out number 2. Deputy went back, came back in, and that's a loud out for out number 2. Here comes the locked-in captain, Justice Colon. No ace exterminator, but you can see 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Has scored twice. That ball hit hard. Oh my gosh. Left field, but foul. Hits the Vertigo's pizza sign as it bounces off and goes to a fan. That could have been a huge moment here for the Outlaws. Instead, she grounds that one to third, and they decide to toss it over to second for the easier out, as Giovanni Mays is not very quick on the base paths, and it is another quiet inning for the Outlaws as we head to the bottom of the 9th now. Leonardo Deputy will lead off 0 for 3 today. Contact first lefties no longer activated here against Jacoby Maddox, and that ball hit to right field. You know that wall in right field is much more shallow, and so it doesn't take much to get to that wall, and it's really high, but Sorelli is able to haul that one in at the warning track for out number 1. Gander March comes up 1 for 3 with an RBI and a single. K Collector activates for Maddox on an 0-2 count, and that ball pops up right behind the plate. Giovanni Mays out of the crouch quickly for out number 2. Easy catch there. And here comes Tense Christian Green. His Tense mojo will not be offset by that clutch trait being activated here, but he bloops that one into shallow right. Coming in is Sorelli catching that for out number 3. So Jacoby Maddox has come in, pitched very admirably for the Outlaws, but we need to get this offense going. We'll see if Glass Snyder can do it, who did get a double and an RBI to break the tie earlier in this one. We'll see if he can keep that momentum going here. He's really looking for that outside pitch, and he gets it there, and it's going to go into right field just over the leaping glove of the second baseman, Jaden Freehold, for a base hit to start this inning. Anthony Jeterson coming in, 0 for 2. He came in as a pinch hitter. He hit the ball very hard to left field, but Deputy over there was able to catch it and keep up with it when he came in to pitch hit. We'll see what he can do here. And that ball bounces off the glove of the pitcher, and that's going to allow Jeterson to reach base safely. I don't think that is an error, as it's always difficult for pitchers to have to deal with those comebackers. But we now have runners on first and second with no outs, and Braden Sorelli coming up 1 for 4 with a single, and there's a double. At least he has base rounder activated, so he might be flying around second. He is known for his triples. He is going for 3. 2 runners are going to score easily as they don't even try to get him at third. And Braden Sorelli, doing what he has done all season, hit the ball into the right center field gap and stretch it into a triple. Amazing to see this guy wake up. I love to see the bat going for him. And there's another base hit. Dalton Babshishin has come up huge in this game, and he will reach base with an RBI single, and it is now 6-3. Rock Quintana trying to get into the action here. He is pissed. Tense coming up 0 for 4. He struck out 3 times. This is the end of the day for Harlow Dropkin. I'm sorry, that is a woman, not a man. I did not see the picture initially. And that ball drops off of the glove of the third baseman, and Rock Quintana is going to reach. I hope that was a mojo boost for him. He hit that ball hard, and the third baseman could not play it correctly. That might be the second error of the game, of the inning for the Blurs. 6-3 ball game, no outs still. We have seen 5 consecutive batters reach base here. And as I say that, Jerry Love takes strike 3 for out number 1, and here comes Giovanni Mays 1 for 4. Coming in to spell Dropkin was Carmelo Shiso, elite 4-seam and also maxed out Wild Thing. And bad break from Babshishin, and he gets caught trying to steal third base. Embarrassing when you know that catcher has such a weak arm that he gets caught stealing third. And then Giovanni Mays grounds out to the pitcher. They call the play at third an error. They call the play from the pitcher a hit. So unfortunate way to end the inning, as we had a lot of momentum going. Good on Shiso to be able to get out of that, but we had to... Nice play from Justice Colon, preventing that ball from getting into the outfield. Knocks it down with her glove, and nice coverage from Maddox over there at first base to get out number 1. As I was saying, while the ending of the top of the 10th was disappointing, we did come through and get 3 runs scored. So with a 6-3 lead here, and now a ground out to second with Quintana tossing to Colon for out number 2. Once again, the Blurs are down to their last out, down by 3. Ruben Zhang will get Ace Exterminator activated once again here. Jacoby Maddox is locked in. 20th pitch coming for him. And pops that one foul behind the plate. Another one pulled foul, down 1-2, and K Collector activates again for Maddox. And strike 3. The Outlaws win a very, very intense matchup here as we go through 10 innings. The Outlaws outlast the Blurs 6-3. We're known for our power, but this Outlaws offense was shut down early on by Orville Bracketeer, the ace starter for the Blurs. But this was an interesting game. What a fun one. And I told you the playoffs are a completely different ball game, completely different atmosphere. 6 runs on 11 hits for the Outlaws with no errors. 3 runs on 6 hits with 1 error for the Blurs. It came in that 10th inning where the Outlaws kind of broke it open from there. Offensively, for the Blurs first, we see base hit RBI for John Rios, who came in to sub. We saw a base hit RBI for Gander March, and then one from Jaden Freehold, which was a huge one because he ended up hitting in the second run and then scoring the third run, which tied the game back in the 7th inning, I believe. The 8th inning. Jaden Freehold, the All-Star, came up big there, but no one with more than 1 hit on the Blurs. For us on the Outlaws, big 2-for-5 day for Cirelli. Started off real slow against the ace of the Blurs, but got things going late. 2-for-5 with 2 RBIs, both on that triple that he hit. He also struck out twice. Babshishin, he was our guy today. 3-for-5, 2 RBIs, 1 run scored. I think he had a double and 2 singles. He did steal 1 base, maybe 2. He did get caught stealing once as well. Rock Quintana, rough day for him. 3 strikeouts and 5 at-bats. Just could not figure things out. Jerry Love. I don't know what's going on with me today. Jerry Love had an RBI base hit. Giovanni Mays with just a hit, nothing else. Bad day for Ramon Lee. Justice Colon had a decent day, all things considered. Walked once, got a base hit. She had a run scored. She also made some nice plays in the infield. She's currently locked in, and I hope that that's a nice thing to see going forward. Maybe that will keep that offense lit up for her. And then Glass Snyder, 2-for-4 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Big day for him. Jeterson came in relief of Alfredo Levine, went 1-for-3 with a run scored. Pitching-wise, Rory Bowen, you do not deserve this fate. He went 3 1/3 innings. He gave up 1 hit, which ended up scoring. But, man, he got hit in the face. That's not fair. He also struck out 4, but he had a perfect game through 3 innings. Stephanie Lopside came in 2 2/3 innings, giving up 2 hits and 2 strikeouts. Chris Lopside did not have as great a fate. 1 2/3 innings, giving up 3 hits, 2 earned runs. He actually blew the save in the bottom of the 8th. He struck out 1, and then Jacoby Maddox, which he's been doing all season, he gets the win. 2 1/3, 1 strikeout, did not allow a base runner. For the Blurs, Orville Bracketeer, good on you, man. 9 strikeouts through 6 innings is crazy. Only allowed 4 hits and 1 earned run. Brown Pole, 1 2/3 with 1 hit, 2 earned runs, and 1 walk. Dropkin pitched decently well, but got kind of lit up towards the end of his outing. 1 1/3, 6 hits, 1 strikeout, 3 earned runs. And then Shiso came in, got 1 strikeout in 1 inning pitched. Orville, he earns the number 1 spot. I'll give it to him. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 9 strikeouts. That's really impressive from the All-Star starter. Dalton Babshishin, he was our All-Star, 3-for-5 with a double, 2 RBIs, and 1 stolen base. And then Braden Cirelli, who lit it up at the end there, triple with 2 runs scored. Those ended up being the game-winning runs that he hit in there. So, wow. My voice is dry. I don't have my water with me, so I'm going to need to go get that after this video ends. But wow, what a first game of the playoffs. That's the Chemlock League, baby. This was crazy. Let's sim these other 3 games, and then we will be prepared to look at trying to close it out against the Outlaws in game 2 of this set. So the Pythons and the Maulers, and the Pythons take a lead and hold it 6-3 winning. The Protectors beat the favorites 2-1, and between the Scroungers and the Dive Bombers, the Scroungers shut out the Dive Bombers, the number 1 seed over there, 4-0. So some interesting situations here. We look at our ability to potentially close out the Blurs in this next inning, or this next outing, excuse me. We also look over the Pythons, and between the Pythons and the Maulers, I feel like I would rather see the Pythons. I mean, any of these teams are going to be tough. Divisional rivals are always up in the air, you know. But the Pythons kind of faded down the stretch where the Maulers came in really strong. So would be nice to not have to face those Maulers who took our number 1 seed in that last game of the season. On the other side, the Protectors, the number 2 seed, were able to hold off the favorites in a close one, and the Dive Bombers, who had the best record in the entire league, ended up losing in shutout fashion against the Scroungers. So it would be really interesting to see how that side plays out. We didn't really get a chance to look at, I guess, none of those teams we played. Let me do a quick peek at our schedule, but I don't think we played any of those teams. Did we play any team from the other? I think the Bone Chills and the Sewer Sneaks. Let me look. We played. Nope, they're all. We didn't play anyone from the Yang Conference, so we'll be going in blind to that series. We have a good idea of some of the players just from the All-Star game, but for the most part, it'll be really interesting to see what plays out here. So that is game one. We now turn to game two. I do not believe Lily Dubs is going to be our starter in this one. We'll take a look. Our starting rotation is pretty rough. And with Bowen being out, I don't know what we're going to do when we wrap back around to him if we don't get a break in between these games. So taking a look, it looks like Giovanni Mays is tired after that one, but he's going to be playing anyways. Rock Quintana, I feel like he's going to have to tough through it. Justice Cologne may move a little bit in the order here, but I don't want to move her too far up because I feel like the pressure just becomes too much for her. If we take a look at our options for our number 2 starter, we have B- Lily Dubs with a 2 seam or lead 4 seam. We have Edgar Lang, a C plus pitcher, and we have Vincente Moon, C plus pitcher. Boy, it's not about our starters, is it? If we don't go very far, it's probably due to them. Lily Dubs is going to get the start for us. I didn't realize how lackluster she is. Whew. We'll see what she does, and I'll probably move this lineup a little bit before we start the next game, but let's just live off of this last game. We won a crazy matchup between these two. 10 innings, we win 6-3. It was a lot of work, but our team fought through it. We overcame a really impressive performance from Orville Bracketeer, and we have the opportunity now to win at home and get a little bit of a break potentially before we head into the conference finals. So can't wait to see you all there. Let me know what was your favorite moment of this game. What are your thoughts on Rory Bowen getting blasted in the face? It's like he's got a magnet there. I can't believe it happened again, especially after going 3 perfect innings. So can't wait to hear your thoughts. Can't wait to hear your feedback. Can't wait to see how the rest of this tournament goes, the playoffs for season 1 of the Chemlock League. Well, talk to y'all next time. Bye, everyone.